Hi, are you wondering if you've fallen out of love with your current partner? Or if you're single, do you feel like you have a hard time keeping love going or meeting people that you're interested in developing a love relationship with? Well, I'm Guy Ardito, relationship expert and coach, and I want to talk about this a little bit. In my experience, the problem is that all too often, and especially in this culture where there's all this emphasis on magic and love at first sight, that there's a confusion between love and infatuation. And frankly, the infatuation also tends to be very kind of, well, to be frank, narcissistic. Um, Usually, what's happening is that people are looking for someone so much like them. And then when they find things that aren't like them, whether in terms of how they like to spend their time or their money or deal with issues, that's when they say, you know what, maybe this relationship is not for me. Maybe this is not the right person. But the more there does seem to be the commonality, the kind of greater sense of infatuation there is. Love, on the other hand, is about giving. Love is present whether or not there's any amount of commonality or difference, because it's not about looking for somebody who's like us to make us feel good, or even somebody who's opposite from us to make us feel good, interested, or excited. It's about what we can give to another person to make them feel good and to collaboratively create together, create a relationship, potentially create a family. And that's what love really is. And all too often that kind of tends to get lost. It kind of get dropped by the wayside in our society, where we're kind of always looking for the quick fix, the quick hit of love, the quick feeling, and for that matter, not just to get it quickly, but to have it last and to stay at a high threshold or even keep going up. And a lot of times people come with expectations that are really, frankly, just not quite possible in that realm. So if this is something that you're dealing with, I ask you to step back and consider what might actually be going on. If you're single, are you looking for somebody that is always just kind of making you feel good? I mean, obviously that's part of dating, right? But progressing from dating to a relationship is the progression from how does this person make me feel to what can I do for this person. And of course, if you're already in a relationship, and especially if you're married, well, you've taken that vow, right? So really, you're supposed to be focusing on what you can do for the other person and what you can create together. Now, look, sometimes people change and they don't always change in the best of ways. And it's possible that your partner has become distant, even abusive. I can't get into all those details right now. I don't know you, and there are lots of possibilities. If that is the case, then I ask you to definitely seek out the help of a professional, like myself or a psychologist or psychotherapist, to really talk it over with, to get an objective opinion as to what might be going on. Because it's never appropriate to stay in a situation that's dangerous, either physically or emotionally. But all too often in our society, we tend to jump, we tend to leave at the first sign that something is not easy. And that's not really what life and love are about either. So I know that might sound a little contradictory, but it's really not. The through line is this. Are you coming from a place, are you coming from a spirit of sharing, growing, and giving? Or are you coming from a spirit of what am I getting? What am I feeling? I'm not going to pass judgment either way, but I can tell you that love is about sharing and giving, and a relationship, especially a long-term relationship, is only possible when you come from that standpoint. If you're looking for what you can get, what you can feel, then you're always going to be bopping around from one person to another. And if that's okay with you, that's your prerogative. I'm all right. I'm not here to judge. But people generally come to me because they don't want that anymore. They're looking for a relationship. They're looking for something permanent. And they're either having trouble finding it, or they're in one and they're not sure if it's the right one or if they can make it last. And I'm here to definitely say, if a relationship is definitely dangerous to you, then seek help and don't get injured or abused. But if that's not the case, then really take a good look at who you're being in it, what your perceptions and attitude are towards love, and what your partners are towards you. And almost always, relationships can be made great with just a few simple tweaks here and there. Just a few simple tweaks and adjustments to our understanding of each other, what both partners need, and what respectively they can give. So that's it for you today. I hope you found that useful. Again, for any more information about my online programs or my private or couples therapy and coaching, just contact me at guyardito.com. In the meantime, I'm saying life is an adventure. Live in love.